everybody. Good afternoon. Christopher Dahl here. Welcome to the show. I got started on a drawing, and I did not intend for it to go this far, but it did. What can I say? I'll move my cup out of the way. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the Space Art by Christopher Dahl Studios. Hope you're all having a fantastic afternoon. I'm trying out my emojis because I think I got something to work. Hang tight. Let's see if it'll go. Dun, 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 and there they go. Okay, cool. So if you actually do have if you have a membership on the channel, I don't think they're animating yet. They're not animating yet. Nope, not quite. Okay, that'll be the next step. So for those of you who are not only subscribed but have a paid membership, I'm trying to add some fun things. Here we go. Anyhow, yeah. So welcome to this week. Yeah. We're going to be working on something a little bigger than usual, maybe a little bit more elaborate. We'll see how far we can go with this one today. Yeah, my laptop's off to the side here. So I have, let me know if you have any trouble seeing this or hearing me. This is a piece of illustration board. I can't even remember how big it is. It's like 20 by something, I think. 20 by 17, something like that. It's not a proper... It's not a 16. Yeah, that's right. It might be 14 by 20. 14 by 20, I think. That's what I'm going for. Anyhow, so I wanted to do a take on the Chris Foss style of ships. In the last couple of weeks, we did I actually did a couple. So I have the John Berkey. We kind of did a little riff on John Berkey here, if you will. And then the week after that, I was kind of using Sid Mead as sort of the inspiration. Although obviously both of these could use a lot more refinement. But working in casein, I'm reasonably happy with how both of these turned out, actually. Yeah, so in fact, I think this, I got these two pieces off of the same board where I cut this one. But in keeping with the theme, we're going to be taking, I had Chris Foss, I have this book right over here. So I've been looking through books from all three of them. Oh, and Ron Cobb, of course, that's right. We had a little Ron Cobb influence in there. So there's a little bit of Ron Cobb in this too. Just, it happens that way, for those keeping score. So my scene, this is a pretty big piece here. And I've got the edges taped off, so there's actually going to be a border on this. Let me pop the old head off here. This is going to be a vehicle that's crashing through the atmosphere. You know, it's just completed its first burn through the through the first atmosphere, so it's lost a lot of its momentum. Now it's just coming into a controlled landing with forward thrusters firing, creating sort of a turbulent wake behind it that I'm hoping to capture. It may be a little light, but I have sort of contrails coming up following the path. It's kind of like it came through. We're seeing it do sort of an arc as it's coming in on this planet. The planet's atmosphere, I'm rendering it. It's going to be a gradient at an angle, coming all the way up to the sky here. I originally, in my brain, I wanted this to be sort of an alien atmosphere, sort of orange colored, and I've done a couple of versions of this scene, actually kind of with a similar ship. I should have pulled that painting out here. Anyway, so years ago, this is a variation of the Nostromo. Imagine, if you will, a spacecraft of the same, same shipyards, if you will. But instead of it being a tug, this one's actually being used for sort of prospecting, if you will. So it would be a crew hired on with a whole bunch of gear stored. It's kind of Firefly in shape. Like this neck and body here are very, very kind of Firefly. I couldn't really avoid that, and I'm just going with it for right now. In another version, the side pods were larger and set off to the side, and I kind of feel like maybe that's where I should have gone with this one, but I didn't. And it is too late now. No, it is not too late. I'm just moving some water here. There we go. So yeah, I started, gosh, I'm sorry I didn't kick it off on the live. I should have done it as a live stream. I just wanted to get a few lines down on the paper, so I kind of took my, took my straight edge, got a couple of lines, got my perspective angles in, kind of plotted out where everything was. We're looking at it. We're looking at this ship from the front. It's actually kind of a long vehicle. We're not seeing that. It's crashing through with turbulence around it, all the air, and we're going to see the jets coming forward. So it is actually a pretty long vehicle. There's sort of variable positioning on the side thrusters, which matches a little bit, in theory, what we see in Nostromo and that era. This back pod that is stored on that's sort of riding on the back of this thing is actually the vehicle's hyperdrive unit, which is mounted directly onto the back, sort of as a what do you call it? Yeah, it's mounted on the back. There we go. So yeah, I just got the shapes in, and I'm just trying to work them a little bit, and we're gonna get to actually painting them here very soon. There are a few places where I wanted to include a human-sized doorway, so I'm going to just kind of keep adding this stuff on in here for right now. In fact, I might take this in just a little bit. Bunk. There we go. Let me see about. I'm going to bring this on down a little bit here. There we go. Whoop. A little bit. There we are. Just kind of like that. There we are. So I'll be able to maybe get us some detail as I'm finishing this off. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do the whole thing in this this Friday afternoon here. I've been enjoying just the process of working on the drawing. And yeah, if you like this sort of thing, of course, go ahead and head on over to my web store. I have just released my first course on how to draw starships using the same techniques you see here. So I'm just gonna work on getting a decent drawing for this, and then we're gonna commit to paint a little bit. So yeah, that is that. I did not kick off any music. Let's find the music, shall we? Okay. Alrighty. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can. There we are. Boom. All right. I am going to turn that down some more. There we go. Okay. So let me know if that's too loud, not loud enough, any of that kind of stuff. There is music in the background. How does that sound? So I really should come up with a name and story for this ship. A variation of this ship has featured in a couple of paintings. I like the idea of there sort of being this rugged, same kind of blue collar style crew we had in Alien, just doing their thing. Most of them would actually be working in this module up here. I kind of figured this whole top section is just here's where you're living. It's not great. Everything down here is their equipment that they would use on surfaces, and then the rest of it is engines, fuel, all that sort of good stuff. So it would be like living and working on a contemporary cargo freighter, essentially. So not great. Probably not great. Maybe it is. Who knows? Depends on who the captain is and how they treat their crew. And I imagine that in this age, most of the prospecting would be robotic. Your human crew would just be on hand to manage the endless fleets of drones, and maybe there's some processing facilities. Who knows? Analysis, that sort of thing. Yeah, could be. So I thought maybe the purpose of these pods out here would be exactly that. This is sort of a module that could be attached and slapped onto any vehicle, right? it is sole purpose really is just the management and control of all the equipment on the surface once they arrive on some world. And then, of course, the planet has to have like crazy aliens that destroy everything, and you know, complete horror story, right? That sort of thing. And you know, there would be all sorts of other bits. Hey, how you doing, Nanu? Very it's got some Firefly to it, doesn't it? Right? Yeah, and even to the story a little bit. Whereas Firefly was mostly just transporting people and cargo. This one would be prospecting, that sort of thing. Yeah. How's it going? And I've had a couple of variations of the color scheme I wanted to work on this thing. It feels like this would be like Firefly or even Nostromo, something pretty dirty and dingy, maybe even with competing panels. Yeah, there's really... Yeah, don't ask. Oh, that good, huh? Oh, great. Yay! So I think instead of my orange planet, I'm going to bring it back out here a little bit. I think I'm going to go with... Okay, let me make sure I got this in here. Whoop. Hang on. I'm trying to get it to a point where I can actually see it too. There we go. Wanted to get it back in focus. And it seems a little dark even, so I might kick that back. There we are. All right. Bum, 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 bum. Hey, Houdini Bob's here. I heard director had set for the ship on alien claustrophobic on purpose to make the actors feel it. Oh, Ridley Scott? I don't doubt that. He was very happy to do all sorts of stuff to get an emotional response out of that crew. How you doing this week? I'm working on a bigger piece. I'm working on a big piece. And I think what I should do is get in the shadow zones on this. So this is still up in the atmosphere pretty high. I think all of these colors are going to be affected by blue light hitting them. So it's kind of going to be a gray down light, affected by blue. So probably blue with some crimson, so kind of in the purples. There we go. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to go so dark that it affects everything. So I'm going to mix some of that up. Hey, Raul Duke here. How you doing? The foosball engineer reporting for duty. Permission to come aboard. Come on, welcome aboard. The foosball director is now here. We are going to be resuming operations on the Lido deck. Greetings, everybody. Welcome aboard. We are... Hey, we got a full house. It's going to be good. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get in... you know, kind of chase in the shadows a little bit here, and then I'm gonna work on the sky. So there we go. This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna move this out of the way so I can get some paints mixed up. This week we are. I should be working acrylic on this, but I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. So we're going to be doing casein again, and I am looking forward to this. Let's get caseining. I'm going to do some Lindsay Crimson here. There we go. A little bit of that. Pretty thick. And I think I'm going to go with... I've got cobalt. I've got cobalt blue. Today we're going cobalt blue. So I'm just going to throw some of that out right now. Got my white. Where'd the white go? A little titanium white. And this is just going to be for the ship. So I'm going to put the white up here. Just going to be for the ship for now. And then I'm going to tackle the background. This is... I think I mentioned it. This is a pretty big painting, though. So there's a very good possibility that it might take a little bit. I don't know if I'll be able to get the whole thing through this on this one. But we're just going to have fun, right? Hey, for those of I don't know how many look what I got going. If you are also a paid member on the stream, I do have a few fun things. There we go. Woohoo! I don't have it set to animate yet. That's the part that I'm still working on, but we're getting there. All right, let's get some paint mixed up here. Bum, ba-da-bum, bum, ba-da-bum. Yeah, maybe a little too purple. Now I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna just kind of go with it, and we're gonna put this right over there. This stuff is taking forever to mix. That's okay. That's a good gray. It's pretty not as dark as I'm going to go, but I've got a good mix between the two. So I'm going to work with that. Oh yeah, and I actually invested in some paper towels. I was on a live I did some live painting this week. I got a gracious invitation that I took up downtown here in the old Oil City region. That was pretty fun. All right, let's get a fun brush to work. What should we work with on this one? I'm actually going to go with kind of a round one. Actually, not that one. Not that one. So I was downtown, and I did a little live painting. Pretty cool. All right. I'm going to see if I can't bring on the heat. All right, so basically anything under here. And then this side here. The light's kind of going to be coming in from behind a little bit. And then out on this side. There we go. Hey! And I'm just kind of getting varying shades of this. I like that this will be kind of the shadow zone, and I might go I'll definitely go warmer for like the other side, the sun side. So we'll get some nice bits coming and going in here. Whoop. Maybe that side needs a little bit more of this. Totally out of practice on this, so I better just take it slow a little bit. Yeah, there we are. Okay, now I got to get the underside of this. It's gonna have just a touch of touch more blue, a little touch more white. I do want to have some nice effects that will that are going to have bring in some of the warm colors too. I don't want this to all be like entirely in the purples, right? Now I'm getting into I need a smaller brush. I'm going to go for the smaller brush now. All right, where'd that one go? There we are. I was expecting to go straight up into the into the sky here. Sorry about this. I'm kind of taking more time. I should probably zoom it back in while I do this. Maybe I'll do that. All right, folks. There we go. Okay. All right, there we go. Yeah, I'm going a little thick on some of these, so maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just kind of treat it like a wash. I think I'm going to do that now. I'll be nicer about it. Stop being so mean to your painting, Chris. Jeez. Be gentle with it. Darn it. It doesn't know what you want. Weirdo. Okay, so there's a, yeah, there, neck down in there. And this is going to go darker in the middle here, but I want a different color for that. So for right now, okay. Trying to stay cool in the Texas. Boy, I tell you, I think you're the one that was reporting like over 100 degrees, right? That sucked. Holy crap. We I'm embarrassed to report. we actually ended up with kind of cold fall weather for that outdoor event I was at, which is really weird. Sorry about that. Sorry, everyone. It was great though. There's no getting around the fact that it was super nice. Anyway. Yeah, we are having very weird weather this year. So yeah, exciting. Hardly. So you all have my sympathies. Those of you that are putting up with the with this weather. Yes. All right. This side. Right? Yeah. I'm trying to make sure I preserve some of this detail in here just a little bit, so I have some indication of it. I think I mentioned if you're just tuning in, I'm painting a scene that's sort of inspired by the famous and wonderful artist Chris Foss, British artist, and I actually spent some of the last week finding some of his live. He's done live streams himself, which is really great. I think that's fantastic, and I am very thankful as he demonstrates some of his techniques for this kind of stuff. And yeah, pretty cool. I gotta love this. This is really fun paint. I do. You can get some really fun things happening with casein even before it is dry. So, yeah. Anyway. Oh, what was this side going to be? This side was going to be dark, I think. Yes, that side was going to be dark. Okay. Little bits in there. Now, let's see. I'm not going to touch the engines yet. Tuesday, it was 94. Wednesday was 103. Feels like 114. Thursday was 96. Feels like 103. Oh, man. I tell ya. That's too much. Too much for me. I'm an old man. No. I know. Not quite there yet. But exciting. Hopefully we've got fall right around the corner. I was looking at this back section here as a great Greeblies opportunity. So there we go. Yeah. Happy times. Boom. I'm just going to try to get this covered up there. moving this on over. Moving it on over. There we go. It was pretty funny. As I was watching Chris Foss paint, he definitely had he was definitely taking stages on this paintings, like I'm doing here, where he would just work them up and then kind of come back to them. This is going to be about as far as I'm going to take the purple, but I wanted to have the forms in here very well, and I am going to try to get this. I want to make sure that I'm covering myself on these. I think there's a detail right along in there, along in the middle there. There we go. Yeah, well, that was probably more graphic than I needed to have it, but we'll just tone that down. There we go. And then the kick of this is that it's going to have to it's going to be once I get the sky in, it'll start really start punching this whole thing out. But I think I just kind of felt like I really wanted to work on a larger piece, and I had this piece of illustration board. I said, "Okay, we're doing it. We're doing it." There we go. But yeah, I actually I went out in public, so there we are. Never let it be said I haven't gone out in public. I received a very generous invitation, and it was I said okay. So there we go. Alrighty, I am gonna I've warmed up the color a little bit. See if I can get in some of this details on this side. Make sure I capture some of the salient bits here. Going out in public is a challenge. I haven't. I'm embarrassed to report. It's been a very long time since I was out in public, and very long time since I painted out in public too. It felt a little bit like when I was back in doing art battle. It was kind of nice. I posted photos of what I painted over in the in Discord. It was not my usual fare, as they say, and I think it caught a couple of people off guard there. And I'm happy. I wasn't trying to be sensational or anything. I'm just you've seen me paint in sort of a abstracted style, and I was just feeling that was what was needing to happen that night, and so I did it. I totally did it. I painted an alley. It was fun. Not gonna lie, it was a lot of fun. In fact, I wanted to paint it before the sunset and after the sunset, so I could get a little bit of both. But no, it was it took me too long. I was kind of surprised, to be honest with you. I was a little I got into it. I got into the painting is what happened, and it just kind of took me longer than I thought. So there we go. I was trying to just darken it a little bit up here, but I think I got a little too much. There we go. Okay. But yeah, it was very it was a little strange. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little strange going out in public. I found it a little. I mean, I wasn't too weirded out about it. It was just was not in my comfort zone, which is fine. It's fine, or it's all fine. There were definitely people that were surprised to see me out for such an event, considering that I've been pretty vocal about my general annoyance with some of how the local proper art councils are supposedly operating. For plein air, what is your favorite time to paint? Oh, honestly, I anytime that is not noon, if that makes any sense, right? My least favorite time is when the sun is very, very high in the sky. Oh, I didn't want to do that, but that's close. So mornings up to late afternoon when you can still have shadows, and then later in the evening, and then sunsets. I haven't actually ever. I will never plein air in the very early mornings to catch a sunrise. I should say never say never, right? You should never actually say never, but yeah. 115 there in Phoenix. Hey, awesome. Welcome aboard, Phoenix. Cool. Man, that hurts. That hurts just reading that. So I know what that Phoenix air feels like. It's got that, it's like no humidity, right? It's like you're breathing sandpaper. Yeah. So yeah, pretty cool. Noon is a bad time for everything except gun duels. Yeah. I do like the sunset evening hour. That golden hour, as they say. It's that one to me is one of my favorites. Especially twilight. I've painted a lot of sort of twilight moon scenes. Yeah, for that reason. So yeah. All right. The cool thing here is I actually now have the ship is kind of painted, which is, at least I got it covered, which is nice. I can work with this. But yeah, it was also fun doing something that wasn't sci-fi, right? It's not often I do something that is so real, kind of in the real world, right? And that was fun. It was kind of nice. Which I think anybody, regardless of your genre, if you're if you're painting, arting, drawing, what have you, it is always really great to get out and actually paint something from life occasionally. Whoa, crap. There we go. Yeah, painting from life is a very is a very time honored tradition. You'll hear art teachers go on and on about it, but it's I am definitely a proponent. It has merit. I do. I feel like there's no. I feel like there's you definitely uh gain a lot by doing it. So yeah. Wow, I know it's a dry heat, but from having a desert, 115 is plain hot. Yeah. Yeah. Seriously. Man. Crazy. Oops. Why isn't that going? Okay, I'm getting lost in my. Okay, what am I doing here? Wait, hold on, Chris. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. All right, I think I'm kind of getting there. I'm gonna just try a couple of things. I'm gonna get some color up there, up along this, and then yeah, get that on in there just so I've got it, and not a ton, just to get it on in there. I'm treating this like sort of like a marker rendering, but not quite. Marker rendering, but with paint, I guess. Okay, that's what I gotta do. I see it. I see it now. That's the one. So I can kind of get, yeah, there we go. There's like a sort of a hump on the front here that I'm not doing a very good job rendering it at the moment. But trust me, there's a hump. A what? A hump. Yes. Okay. Cool. There. It's right. It's on that side right there. It's kind of like right in the middle there. There we go. I found an old penny out in the desert that was actually warped from years of summer heat. Oh, that's insane. Just because it was out like right in the sun for ages, probably, huh? Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. All right. I need a different. I kind of would like a different oranger. I need a burnt sienna. Where's my burnt sienna? Raw sienna. Where is the burnt sienna? No. I thought I had burnt sienna. Aha. Burnt sienna. There we are. Found the burnt sienna. Okay. Fly. No. Go away, fly. We do not want you here. No. No, sirree. Yeah, I think that's what something like this needs to happen. There we go. Yeah, little darker on this. I hope I could pull this off. This is definitely outside, kind of outside of my comfort zone today. Just the way it feels. But I'm just gonna press on and do it anyway. Cause why not, right? Cause what else do we have to do? Just gonna keep working through it. Hey, thank you, Houdini. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Something very oddly satisfying about it. I was mentioning it earlier. I know it. You could tell it's derivative. I get that, but that's half the fun. Paint something that's a little different, right? Okay. Well, maybe maybe not different enough. I don't know. All right. I think. Yeah, I think this needs the. There we go. Oops. I just confused my geometry a little bit. There we are. That's okay. We'll get there. We'll get there together. And then let's see. I think this would have to be kind of like this. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, something along those lines. When I get into the course about rendering starships, where the whole rendering your ships, there's a whole thing about color and shadow. There's all that's a whole can of worms that I just barely touched, but it's important that we get the foundational bits on. Also, greetings, programs. Hello, Mr. Blaffosphere's here. Greetings, sir. You're smelling a little Chris Foss. Thank you, sir. I put on my finest Chris Foss #5 this morning. Indeed. Hey, good catch. Yeah, just kind of continuing my series on the kind of did a little bit of little bit of the Berkey and the Sid Mead. Worked a little bit of the Ron Cobb into it last couple of weeks, so I'm finishing the triumvirate a bit, and a bit larger too. Yeah, working out a little larger piece. So, oh no, I keep making mistakes. Oh crap! Don't do it, Chris. Don't do it. I didn't want that anyway. Greetings, programs. I hope everybody's week is going very well, in spite of the obvious turbulence that none of us need to really deliberate over at this point anymore. Like, what's the point? But yeah, so yeah, we're doing some fun stuff. Doing some fun stuff, I think. Yes, very cool. We've got a very large spacecraft. I just watched The Right Stuff. The spacecraft. Yes. Yeah. Working on a little larger piece here. And I want to do this. There we go. Need that. I guess there's another attempt by SpaceX today to launch and explode their rocket over the Indian Ocean. I have to admit, I've lost a bit of the interest. I'll probably still try to watch it, but I don't know. We'll see. Oh, Strange New Worlds report's coming in. Awesome. You just watched the latest and it's so good. Oh, it's killing me. I'm struggling mightily, everybody, with my decision to completely eliminate CBS and Paramount from our lives. So yes, the flying grain silo. Yes, indeed. I am very happy to hear that, though, Dave. That's that makes yeah. Not that I had any doubts. I will get to watching it as soon as I can. It's killing me, I tell you. Part of it was the whole politics thing, but part of it too was honestly, we're running a pretty tight budget here, folks. So anything that any of you have purchased, thank you all so much. It is saving our butts. Yeah. The Right Stuff is classics. I could only do Apollo 13 in your ranking of space movies. They're both very, very good. Yes, indeed. Yes, very much so. I didn't take very well to the whole what was it? For All Mankind. I don't know. It just there's something about it did not work for me, and I feel bad. But yeah. So There we are. One too many bars. CD bars. I don't know. I'm a weirdo. Not that I've never been in a CD bar, right? Okay. So I'm going to take this and what do I want to do with this one right here? I kind of feel like I want to give it the background it deserves. And then we can start working it on up. Oh, this part's bothering me though. Let's get a thing in here. Yes. Everyone says For All Mankind is excellent, but I hated it. Yeah, tonally, I don't know. There was something that kind of felt off to me in general about the whole thing, and I will never be able to properly explain it. It just didn't hit. Oh, there's some very cool space hardware in it. I'm not gonna lie. You know, seriously, there's some very cool space hardware in that show, and that gets high marks from all of us, right? So in that regard, I'm just continuing to like darken things up as I see them. I'll get to the sky eventually, I guess. Yay! Yeah. And I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm not trying to be a hater. No. I mean, I even know some of the people that worked on that. Didn't the Akudas worked on that, right? To say I know them, I'm sorry. They would probably recognize my name, but I don't think they would. Yeah, they probably wouldn't notice me directly in public. It's not like we've had dinner together or anything. You enjoyed it. Very cool. No, that's very good. Again, there's a lot to like about it. And it's killing me. I want to watch Strange New Worlds so bad. Okay. I'm just gonna have to paint it, guys. That's all. Guys. I say guys in general, right? Anyway, so when we're done with the stream, I might switch on over, at least here anyway, and check and see what I would love to see giant rockets succeed. I'm not that much of a hater, right? So there we go. Yeah, this is kind of this is actually turning into a ship, folks. What the heck is happening? What do we got going on here? I have my icon things kind of working. Not perfect yet, but I have a thing. So if any of you have signed up for the official channel memberships, you too now get your special emotes will fly across the screen. I can't get them animated yet. I'm working on that. I'm gonna find another plugin for that though. Anyway, hey, thank you again, everybody. All of you who have signed up for and are currently working on my course too. That was that made me very happy that I had so many who have stepped up to try it out. I hope it's going well. I've already seen a couple of things being posted, so that's exciting. I think that's really fun. Yeah, I think it's cool. You never heard of it For All Mankind, then you ignore Apple stuff. You know, Apple's getting some great shows. Honestly, I'm looking forward to. We'll probably step back up to Apple for a bit. I'm very much looking forward to the Silo, right? I think we were talking about that a couple of weeks ago. Silo and well, we've enjoyed. We've enjoyed Shrinking as well, which I think is a great show. All right. I think... Let me pull it back out again. I have to do better with this autofocus thing. I wish I could set up like specific settings for it. All right. So so this ship is careening into the atmosphere of a planet. It's still up pretty high. We're going to get a little bit of the jets blasting, but I kind of wanted that. It's up high enough where we're getting kind of like light blue all the way on up to kind of. I'm probably going to start with a strip of cobalt because we're going to get a deep cobalt right through there. But it might be brighter. All right, I'm gonna try the first color, and then we're just gonna we'll go from there. I hope this is a very aggressive thing to do on this, so I'm hoping this works out. Wish me luck. Okay, yeah, I want a bigger one of these. I'm actually gonna borrow some of the white from my other board. I'm gonna borrow the cobalt blue. Do a little color test here. See, cobalt blue tends to, it needs some yellow. It needs a little yellow. So I think I'm going to have to grab a, there we go. A little cadmium yellow light, I think, to it. What type of paint this week? Oh, this week we are using casein. We are using casein paint this week. So it is a water-based paint. You're going to be, I'll grab some more on here. So yeah, I've been enjoying it. I was on a kick for oil paint for the longest time, and I do want to get back to it. I actually I was almost going to bring the bring oil paints to my outdoor show, but I chickened out and went acrylic. So I kind of bounce, you know. I bounce. All right, let's get this down here. We're gonna do, yeah, I'm gonna go for this. I just need a lot though. Maybe not as much as this. We're going to do it anyway. So I want light blue. Let's see that there. And I want a little bit more here. I would normally be a little more careful about this, so but we're just going to go for it. And then I would like a transition point to, okay. I want all this out. Hold on a second. Need a towel here. Weird. I heard somebody. It's really strange. Okay. I need a little bit of yellow in this one. There we are. It's gonna be hard to see up there, but it's gonna affect everything. There we go. Okay, and then my widest brush that I was going to use today, that I just used earlier. There we go. Cool. All right. So I'm gonna start with the lightest, and then we'll just go from there. I'm just gonna give this a shot. So the way I wanted this to go is like I wanted this atmosphere to be, it's like we're looking at it at an angle. The horizon would be at this angle anyway. It's probably not dark enough. I don't think it is. But that's okay. I would like pushing this on up. I've actually drawn in some the jets, so I'm kind of trying to paint with some I'm basically not trying to just do flat colors. I'm trying to paint with a little bit of energy, right, to catch these whirls of turbulence. And I'm going to take advantage of some of this while it's still wet. And this one's going to be complicated because all this stuff is happening back here. And then I just want to get the shapes of it laid in with this color, and then I will deal with darkening up the sky afterwards. You can get a couple of goes at this on this paper before it starts getting it's pretty robust. And again, this is a very light color, but let's worry about the darker one now. Let's get this on in here. Is this it? Is this where he screws it up, folks? Is this where he officially... No, we're just going to have fun. I'm leaving some of this for the vortex effect that I'll be doing shortly. Okay, this is getting a little rugged here. Okay. I'm gonna stand, and I hope I don't get in the way of the camera. Oh, it's actually paint and that stuff. I'm trying not to go too, crap. I just painted over my ship. Darn it. I painted over my ship. Okay, well, that happened. Well, I'll have to rescue it later, folks. It'll be my... Hey, that's how you get, yes, aerial perspective, right? That's what that is, right? Yes, of course. This stuff that's coming up is actually my paper, and I should not be doing that. There we go. Okay, there we are. The dipping your brush in the forbidden pickle juice. Yes, the forbidden pickle juice. Indeed. It's so doomed. Okay, I need the other... I need my crimson. And... Oh. I need a different blue. Bear with me here, folks. I need my ultramarine. Yep. I forgot to mix up my last color, which is a very dark one, but we'll get there. We'll get there in short order. This one might actually be too dark. I don't know. Okay, but at least I've got it mixed. There we go. Where did that go? Ultramarine, blue, deep. There we go. Ultramarine, blue, and deep. That was it. I'm going to put some out here because I need that. Okay. I actually love having just random jars for my water. It's just fun. It sort of adds to the character, I guess, in his own little way. Yeah. This might actually be a mistake, so I'm going to just hope for the best. Actually, I'm going to move the forbidden pickle jar water here. glass isn't gonna work. Oh no, that's too bad. It's not gonna work the way I wanted it to, but we're just gonna go with it anyway. Oh, I got streaks of alizarin crimson in there. Oh, that was a mistake that I'll have to rectify. I can do that. We can work with this, folks. Yeah. Not turning out the way I wanted, but that's okay. At least I'm getting color in. And even that's not turning out the way I wanted, but that's okay too. What'll happen is I'm gonna get the fields in I want, and once this is down, I can work it. Ah, come back here. Whoop. Then I'm just letting this mix straight up on here. Whoop. All right, let's see, where are we at here? Raoul Duke says, my great-grandmother lived through the Depression. 50 years later, still had repurposed jars and things all over the house. Yeah, we're following that path, man. Listen to that generation. Now's a good time to listen to that one. I'm kidding. Oh my God. Yeah, I'll bet our grandmothers were pretty much of the same generation, because ours was too. She had a lot of stuff. Yeah. Let's see if I can't make up an intermediary color I like that's a little bit better than this. Wrecked him, near killed him, right? I don't know if I really want to do this. Darken this up. Nah, this was a mistake. The whole thing was a mistake. This whole thing was a mistake. I'm very annoyed. All that work, and okay, all right. Yeah, there it is. Now I'm just annoyed. I think I'm gonna just do this. I'm gonna clean this up. My first plan did not work, so I'm gonna fall back and punt a little bit here. I can still kind of see what I need, and that's a good sign. Trying to tackle this whole thing on on this size is probably my first mistake. I did not have the paint to the proper consistency for things. That's okay. Quit whining, Chris. Just paint it. Quit your whining, kid. Oh, I really like that radar, though. I really like that radar dish. I'm very bummed. We're all gonna have to have a little, little sad moment for the radar dish that we lost in all of this. All the illustrators out there are going, "What the fuck were you doing, man? Why did you take that on?" Okay. Oh my gosh. With what's coming, I've got a lot to learn from the Great Depression and being frugal. Gonna do some canning this summer. Well, that's good for any time, right? I mean, that's always good. Having canning stuff on hand is always a good thing. Let's just hope that we're having a dynamic atmosphere effect here is what was going on, right? All right. I actually, I think I've mentioned this before. I tend to I tend to be an optimist. So I actually think that we may, because we have been really good about remembering in our in our group consciousness what's happened in places like the last depression, we might be able to avoid the worst effects. That doesn't mean you can't have pickles in January. And you should have pickles in January. Radar just was sheared off due to atmospheric. Yeah, yeah. I think I'm working my way up to the Boston Third Stage poster cover art with these colors. So that's actually pretty hilarious, and also unintentional. But as much as I was griping about it, I do like the energy that's coming off of this. Right, like there's definitely a pizzazz to it. That was a mistake. Okay, so it's mistake energy quite frequently, but it is energy. All right, that's okay. I can actually see the details of that, so I can get that back in. I can get that back in. I wager I would get that back in. Okay. I got this just great cobalt though. Where does that actually fit in here? Kind of in there. Yeah, we're going to bring the cobalt in from the edge. Just a bit. I think I'm going to bring it in a little further, too. Yeah. This will be the thing that brings it all together, right? The cobalt. Okay, I think I'm pulling this on in. Being a little too sketchy with that. That way I can kind of at least work the sky so that when I do put the jets in, we'll be in good shape. And obviously this ship is going to need to be darker than what I rendered it. I was rendering it against white, but that's okay. We get to see this now. Ah, stay. Come back here. Actually, by doing that way, unfortunately, there we go. Restore that order. Okay. I'm going to just leave this sky alone a bit. He says and then doesn't. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we're going to leave that alone. Ooh, okay. Oh my gosh. So yeah, let me just pop this on up here. So this is pretty good size. Oh, look, okay, so it's not that blue, okay? Oh my god. Yeah. The color is closer to what you see on this is the actual, yeah, this is the proper color. But yeah, this is fun. It's popping up a bit because I put so much paint on it. But yeah, we're working it. And then I'm gonna get the bottom edge just a little bit here. Want that to go all the way to the edge. Okay. Oh boy. I hope I can rescue this one, folks. I'm sure I can, but it is a little weird. Alrighty, folks. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick break. Don't go away. When we come back, I'm going to continue working on this piece, and we're going to work the ship in. When this whole background comes by, I can get some more finesse into it. So don't go away. Be right back, and we will continue on with the beast. There we go. Move it on over there. 2 minutes. Haha. All right, everybody, I am back. Thank you all for joining me. Friday afternoon here at the Space Art by Christopher L. Studios. We're working on a big painting, kind of a, yeah, kind of a Chris Foss sort of thing going on here. Let's just take a look. I've got the colors kind of stumped in here a little bit. It's a little chaotic, but I started with a nice drawing, and I'm sorry, I feel bad I didn't do the drawing. Live. I kind of feel bad about that. I got started. I was just like, okay, let me get a few lines in. And there we go. Oh my gosh. All right, here, I'm going to set this up for a second. There we go. And I'm going to clean off one of my palettes here just for good measure. So, yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I've been bouncing a little bit with the live stream with different kinds of painting, right? So I was working on some oils, which I want to get back to, and I knew this week I was going to be back. I was going to be working live and probably with acrylics. I switched over to that. Hey, PC game controls Izans. I'm your George or Jorge. Thank you from Germany. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining. And you found the stream. Thank you so much. Awesome. From Germany. Holy crap. Thank you for joining. I'll make sure I get us right back into painting here once I clean off the old palettes here a little bit. Awesome. I love seeing that. Gosh, Germany. That's really cool. We've had a couple of regulars from the UK. New Zealand. I remember we had Argentina, which is cool. Love your work. Hey, thank you. Got a habit of painting space yourself? Oh, very cool. What's your medium? What do you like to paint in? Making a mess here. Right now I'm painting in casein today. Casein paint, water based, similar to gouache. In fact, it was kind of the go-to paint for illustrators before gouache and acrylic. Well, acrylic kind of was taking over. Bum ba dum bum. Very cool. Hey, welcome aboard. I'm gonna try to see if I can pull off a decent rendition here. It's a little larger painting, but I did that illustration, if you will. I did that so that I'd have a chance to kind of do some of the details, because oftentimes when I work smaller, it's harder to get the details on the ships that I draw. So there we go. Look at that. I put a wet painting on top of my finished ones. Good job. Okay, there we are. So we have this sort of bulky thing. Oh, that's still drying. That's why that's still. Casein's weird. Like it does a color shift the same way acrylic will. There we go. Yay. Spray paint, acrylics, and watercolor. ADHD, I switch around a lot. Oh, same. Yes. I felt like I got a pretty good grip on acrylics and casein, although you may judge otherwise depending on what you see here. But remember, this is early piece, but I definitely needed to get back into oils. Actually, sorry, oils is kind of my my lesson, if you will. I'm ever since I've been doing painting, I've been treating it like an extended master's degree, right? So the long haul for me was oil painting, fine art, and sort of landscapes in particular. I don't do a lot of figures. It's not because I can't. I just haven't, and I've been enjoying these kinds of scenes, spacecraft, and this kind of stuff. So here we are. But oils for sure, and some of my favorite paintings to paint, and some of my favorite paintings in general have been the oil paintings. I've really enjoyed getting to know it. So I'm actually going to work on the ship again. I'm gonna get a nice dark color. So I've got my alizarin crimson way too much. I've still got some blues on here, and I need some. I'm going to do a raw umber for my brown. I am also preparing for my next course on color. Yay, you're going to do color. Yes, we're going to do color. A little bit of this. And as a result, I've also been not only just testing out different medium, like oils and acrylic and so forth, but also palette colors. So this simplified, blue, yellow, a red, if you will. Yeah. Gosh, I need more blue. I think for this one, I might get the Permasol blue. So I've been practicing working with my different palettes, different color palettes, simplified palettes, and so that course is coming up very soon. Actually, I've got I'm going to be shooting that one probably in August. All right. So my goal here, I keep forgetting how strong alizarin crimson is. It's crazy strong. My goal here is to get essentially a not quite black, but I want a neutral, very, very dark. I should have just gone straight. I keep getting purple, but that's because I did want to establish a tinted experience, a violet tinted dark. There we go. That's neutralizing it nicely. Okay, so I'm going to have kind of two to work with. There we go. I'm trying to work fast too, because casein, like all the other waterborne paints, it dries so stinking fast. It dries stinking fast, let me tell you. All right. So for this, I feel I'm going to bring it back in again, and that would probably be ideal. There we go. There we go. I'm getting quicker at at that, but all right, let's just there we go. Let's see how this one turns out. I'm going to get the darks in here because that's going to help make the whole scene read a little bit better. Boy, I really did a number on this, didn't I? Yes, I did. So we'll just we'll bring it back in here a little bit. There was an edge up here. Oh, now I can't see my dish. Oh, I lied to myself. Oh, I'm going to have to completely redraw the dish. And it's not going to be as good. Oh, I'm so annoyed. Oh, no. Oh, well. That's life. That's life. Doomed I am. Whoop. Too much. Too much paint in the old brush here. There we go. That's all I wanted. I am going to do these windows with an edge like this. They're actually on two different planes, and I'm not doing a very good job of that. Oh, I'm very disappointed. Next time I need to capture the painting or the drawing a little bit better than I did on this one. But I can work it. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. I need to turn it this way. These are... All right. Now I'm back on the ship. I'm going to be a little more comfortable, I think. Get it back to doing hardware. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Don't let them do anything else. No, kidding. I leave for 10 minutes to come back to huge progress. See, there you go. You can't be leaving this. I'm telling you. I'm going to talk about this. Yeah. You just never know when something's gonna pop, right? So yeah, now I'm basically going to be coming in here and treating this like a pen almost. Do you paint book covers? I have painted book covers. Yes, indeed. I haven't done any in a year or so. That whole industry is kind of, as a freelancer, it's crashing and burning for the obvious reasons. And I have some very good friends I've made who are authors, and I am so thrilled to have been able to work with them through all of this. So yeah, but I haven't done any in a while. It's been a while. I kind of stopped. Before things kind of like went south. You know, AI and so forth, which is having a huge impact right now on everything, really, right? But yeah, I have done that. I have enjoyed them. I enjoyed doing book covers, and I am getting ready to pitch a kind of a. I'm going to pitch the Ships of the Line people. I'll just come right out and say it. I need to work on a couple of pieces this year. So my next kind of attempt is going to be to get in front of the people that do the Star Trek Ships of the Line calendar. And I had some encouragement. John Eves actually said I should do one. And that was really kind of him. And I was thrilled. I hadn't really considered it. It's been a long time since I've tried to get in front of anybody like that. So that's something that's going to be coming up this next year. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I can before that happens, I've got a couple of pieces I absolutely need to finish that I could pitch to them as, hey, yeah, I could do this. Because if you've watched my streams, you notice that a lot of my stuff stays pretty loose, right? And they're looking for highly polished, and I do highly polished. I just sometimes don't do it as often as I need to. Yeah. So yeah, that's the long and short answer of it. Used to, if you have ever read the Wayfarers series that by Becky Chambers, Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, that I did that whole series, the American ones, the HarperCollins U.S. Maybe that was in Canada too. I can't recall, but yeah, there's 4 books in that series. I like to say the Hugo Award-winning series because she did win a Hugo for that. They're good books, and I was very proud of my being able to contribute to that. That was really cool. Yeah, she took a chance on me. We were both unknowns, and she took right off with it. I remember I was able to read an early version. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is, yeah, go for it, yeah. So that was fun. We did a whole bunch of design work. So speaking of Chris Foss, that always kind of reminds me of it. She really wanted to go and do a lot of this kind of stuff. So I actually had a bunch of sketches that I recently found. Actually, someone was asking me for those. So if you're watching this and you were the one that was asking me for the Becky Chambers Wayfarers sketches, I actually did find them after the move. It was a questionable thing. We weren't sure if we were going to be able to find that kind of stuff, but I wasn't sure because it was chaos around here during and after that move. So yeah. Anyway, I guess that's the long and short of it. Did do book covers. I will do book covers. In fact, there's somebody is right now specifically asking me to do an album cover. And I'm terribly late. It was a weird week. It's always a weird week. Yeah. I'm kind of sitting at a weird angle, and these marks are not going the way I want, but that's okay. We're just gonna go with it anyway. So I am gonna take advantage of this juicy color and work on some detailed bits in here because I think that's gonna help this thing out a lot. And every one of these that I add, of course, will be matched by a highlight that hopefully will do this, give it a little bit of its own juice there. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Exactly. All right. Cool. Yeah. Sometimes you have to get your imagination out without polishing too much. I think so too. I'm kind of yeah. Well, that's way too dark. Way too dark. Sorry, folks. Way too dark there. But yeah, I was there are definitely I could have seen myself doing more more commercial books, that kind of thing. If I had paid attention to what my skills were truly back in the 80s, I probably would have done a lot more. I probably would have been a more known, sci-fi book cover illustrator. I just wasn't paying attention, right? And then computers and everything hit, and I just went, okay, cool. Well, let's just go do that. Hey, oh, cool, Microsoft. Ah. So there we go. But yeah, I really enjoy this process of kind of slowly building this up a little bit. So these shapes and forms. this in on this side, back in there. And there we go. That's a little darker. That's what we wanted. There we go. Da da da. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining. I keep stopping and saying that. I'm Christopher Dahl. I'm a science fiction and astronomy space artist. There we go. I'm gonna have to shift gears again a little bit for the we've got kind of a really cool astronomy season coming up. I'm going to be doing a live stream from downtown Oil City for one of the events in September, which is a night market. Has a space theme, and it looks like members of the local astronomy club are going to be there. So yeah, I'm going to have a good time. I'm gonna go out there, and we're gonna I'm going to do some I'm going to do that night. I'll do probably I can't decide what I'm going to work on. I have to check and see what's going to be like in the sky that evening, right? What's the big thing that's going to be happening in September, and maybe I'll try to paint that. I don't know if it's a planet. Oh God, don't let it be Saturn. Then I have to paint ellipses, right? That would be bad. Kidding, of course. But yeah, that's gonna be fun. I got talked into it. Thank you. It was nice. It's nice to be included, right? It's not gonna lie. It was nice to be included. So I do not mind acquiescing and going down and working some local shows. Hey, Dave Fletcher's here. How you doing, Dave? Happy Friday. Greetings. And how is your Friday going? Hope it's going well. We are having a grand time here. I'm I'm working on a little larger piece today. I'm trying to see if I can give it some life, if you will. Let's see. I gotta turn down the saturation on this. It's crazy, but yeah, a little larger piece. There we go. Ha. Yeah. Oh God, that light is terrible. It really makes it. Yeah. The ones behind me are okay, but this one is a little strange. This is definitely a more accurate portrayal. It's hot, but it's good. We've been hearing hot. We've been hearing hot from a lot of different corners of the country. Unfortunately, it's not good. Not good. We I want to get some bits in there on that. There we go. It was the weather here. We had hot, and then we had crazy storms, and then I was out at an event yesterday. Not yesterday. 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago? Yeah, 2 nights ago. The week flies. Yeah, right. And it was actually quite cool. I was dressed for fall. Very weird. It's very, very strange. We're about ready to get storms again. I'm pretty certain. So yeah, happy times. Okay, so now I'm starting to feel like this is coming a little bit together the way I wanted it to. Yeah, I've left the windows open so that I can actually like maybe maybe get some detail in them. So I can actually put people in there, like small crew, if you will. All right. I think I can use this color, can't I? Oh yeah, look at that. I can use that color. Oh, this is great. Look at that. I can come in here and I can get my dishes back. I can get my dishes back. I had it round there, and then there was like a round bit that came up there, and then that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we'll get this. We got it. Boom, boom. Oh, and then I had a different yellow. Hang on a second. I got to get that one back. Oh, what was I was doing yellow. Yeah, I had raw sienna. It's very strange. This summer is the 10-year anniversary of when Stephanie and I opened our bakery back north of Seattle there. And it's very strange because first off, I can't believe 10 years has gone by. Second, Gosh darn it, we both missed the bakery. We really missed the bakery. That was really cool. So, for those of you that came and saw our bakery or able to or remember our posts about it, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. And yeah, it was 10 years ago. Crazy. Totally crazy. Anyway, phased array radar. Exactly. Yeah, that's what. Well, when you have phased array radar, then you don't have to like do anything, right? It just it's just stuck on the side of the hull, and it does its thing, right? Well, I don't like it nearly as much as what I had before, but it's going to take a little bit for me to bring it up. Phased plasma rifle in the 40 gigawatt range. Hey, it's just what you see here, pal. Right? There we go. Oh, it's terrible. See, this is just not happening. This ain't happening. Ah, I'm really annoyed. There we go. I need to really need it. Pop there. Okay, cool. And then the darker pieces for underneath here. I'm just jamming on colors here, folks. There we go. Okay, well, it'll eventually read there. It'll eventually read, right? Something like that. Who knows? Why is that not reading so great? I don't know. Anyway, I will just... what I need to just do, I need to let it dry. I need to not mess with it. Don't mess with it, Chris. Just don't touch it. Don't touch it with that. Don't touch it with that. There we go. Don't put more paint on it. He's putting more paint on it. It's like having a teen kid in the house. Stop touching it. No, I'm kidding. That's mean. Leave it alone. Leave the spaceship alone. But now that I've got this kind of gray in here, now I can get like cool panel line effects going in on this. So we're gonna make this. We're gonna give this. This one's worked. This one has had. It's seen a lot. Okay. There we go. So we're gonna give it the panel. We're gonna give it the paneling it deserves. Did I say paddling? No, I did not say that. No one said anything about not paddling the ship, right? Oh boy, I'm getting into so much trouble for this stream. I tell you, folks. All right. Do. Let's see. Is this going to be a little bit there? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Bum, ba-dum, bum. That's where we needed it, right along there. There we go, and right along in this. Do 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 do. I'm trying to allude to panel lines, that sort of thing, you know, just to kind of make it make it really feel like it's alive, giving it the scale that it deserves, that sort of thing. It's kind of a weirdly segmented accordion-like design of some sort. I'm not sure if that's how that would actually work or not, but I'm going for it. There we go. So the kind of theme, if you're just coming into this, my sort of inspiration for this ship was like something that felt like it would fit at home with the Nostromo in Alien, like a very Weyland-Yutani sort of ship. Maybe slightly different shape, slightly different design, that kind of thing. But that is that's the that's my own personal design brief, if you will. And I feel like I'm hitting it just fine. I'm getting there. We are getting there. Yes. Oh, no, I just yanked my cord out. Okay, cool. Oh, boy. I just see things that make me go, yeah, that needed to be darker. That's what that was. That needed to be darker. That's part of it. All right, we're getting the radar back. We're getting the radar back, Captain. Captain, my captain. Yes. Okay. So there's a... Yeah, I need to do a thing here. All right. Washing this off a bit. This surface needs to be a little darker right along here. That's it. I know I just painted over that, but this whole thing needed to be a little bit darker. That's it. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's fun. All right. So, well, I'm gonna look at the engines here, and I've got a plan for the engines. The first thing I need to do is I need to put some white back in. So I'm gonna grab my white. This is for special effects purposes, right? I might do all the white in here. So, first thing I want to do is we need to get in the burner. These are going to be lit engines, okay? So it's going to be important that I lighten this spot. Whatever color I end up making the exhaust, right? Doesn't really matter. So I probably should have just left these blank, but and if they're asymmetrical, forgive me, but I don't think they're gonna be. We'll see. All right. I kind of need a... I'm going to get a soft fizzy brush, a softer brush, softer round brush, kind of. I need just a little touch of... I need a little dirty white. What I need, a little dirty white. So, let's see. On this side over here, I really wanted... I am literally just going to do the swirls that I had anticipated for the background. It's not smoke, it's just turbulence. But yeah, I'm doing this with... And this one I really did want to have this come in, this effect be very painterly and kind of chaotic, right? And kind of feathered. It is the sort of thing that I probably would have done with an airbrush, but I'm not going to do it with an airbrush because that's just not how I'm rolling today. So we're gonna bring this. I'm sorry. I'm bringing up the effect. Remember, the scene is a blasting through through the atmosphere, right? So this thing's coming in hot. I'm loving where this painting is going. Thank you. Awesome. Oh, you said you picked up. Oh, you picked up the 132nd TIE Fighter kit. That thing is huge. Blap, I want that. I want that for the same reason you picked it up. I am so excited. Oh, it's so cool. Yeah, I want that kit. You know, I definitely was one of the people that was like, okay, studio series isn't studio scale, but every buildup I've seen of it, I'm like, I want that model. It's killing me. Oh no, very cool. Have fun with that one, okay? That is going to be a good time, seriously. Oh man, that's really cool. I need more water and need less water. So yeah. Oh no, 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 too much, too much, too much, too much. I love that there's gray. Okay, cool. So I'm imagining in my head, you know, this ship is basically come in on fire. Here I'm bad mouthing the SpaceX stuff, but some of the best stuff from SpaceX has been all the video footage of the of Starship coming into the atmosphere, right? Like because they've had cameras on these things watching the whole plasma buildup thing, which is great. I love that part. It's given us a very good idea of what that looks like now, and I'm very happy about that. Okay. I need to see if this is. It needs to be. I'm also who was it? Don Dixon that did all the really cool asteroid implosion collision paintings. I do like that guy has done some really cool atmospheric effects of things coming into the atmosphere, which is cool. Thanks for answering about book covers. Cool. I appreciate it. I used to paint, but mostly have in the fantastic genre. And now you're writing, mixing science fiction with new, weird, and spaceships. Oh, that's very cool. Awesome. That's really fun. I probably should have done this more growing up. I don't think that I follow. I didn't follow my yeah. Oh, it was very weird. I think it's still fun, even if you don't do it like for a commercial effort. You know, this sort of thing is cool, and um, I like that it's not necessarily tied to a genre, right? To a property, right? You have enjoy the freedom of just kind of playing with it. It's like that joy you had, you know, sneaking in drawings when you should have been doing math homework. No, but seriously, it's the same kind of thing. It's the same principle. And if you've ever read a science, you're writing one, so you've definitely read them. I've always felt that some of the best scenes are in science fiction are the scenes that none of us can see because they were the ones that were created in our brains, right? Like there are still scenes from the first time I read Frank Herbert's Dune that I've not like has not been interpreted in any of the film or painting that's been done. Some have gotten close. John Shorner, yeah, that guy, definitely got close. But yeah, it's just I feel anyway that yeah. Now I'm coming in with a white, little tan, just to get the rest of the cover here, rest of the white covered, because it really, I really want to get this, the whole thing. I don't want any more. There we go. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Yeah, there's a few that I like. There's a ship from Hyperion, Dan Simons. There's a scene in the very beginning of that book, one of the first scenes actually, that has a spaceship that's landed kind of in a garden. Yeah. Hey, hello, Wes from Hot LA. Greetings, Wes from Hot LA. How are you? But yeah, there's definitely at least one scene from Hyperion, a couple actually, that even if they do a movie on it, yeah, it's never gonna be what I saw, right? Never gonna be what I saw in my head, and that's okay. When I first read the Leviathan Wakes, the Expanse books, right? I had just started getting back into painting like this, right? And that was that really made me draw a lot. I could picture what I was envisioning of the ships in the Expanse, and it was that. In fact, I actually turned that exercise into sort of a one of my first drawing bits. Just rebuilt the evaporator on my 16-year-old Samsung fridge that died a couple of days ago. Oh my gosh, you rebuilt the evaporator? Oh, that's super cool. Oh my gosh. Here, let me see if I can get you a good view of what's going on here. So this is the whole painting. This is the whole beast. Yeah, so we're kind of doing a take on Chris Voss a little bit. Sorry about that. Sorry about the focus. There we go. Those plasma swirls of your ship are dope. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm kind of I didn't want to I want to get some color, but I'm a little terrified to get it in there yet. So I'm going to work these first. Yeah. I think I need, for this effect, I'm going to get my other board here. Hang on. Let's do this. Yeah. I'm going to get my other, kind of want that. Oh, I just, a little bit of this. Ah, there we go. Yeah, there was one of the things I wanted. That's the pink I wanted. There's a, the plasma, the hot plasma. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hot plasma. Where would that actually be? That would actually be coming off of like here. A little bit of that. I want to put this down first. Wash it off on my brush. Really wash it off on my brush. And then wet brush. I just want a hint of this sort of pinkish coming off of the bottom. There we go. I may have to order Hyperion. It sounds interesting. It's quite a book, honestly. I've read the 4 books in the series. I found that the first 2 were really good, and yeah, that so your obligation does not extend beyond the first 2 books. Let's put it that way. But yeah, this ship's coming in hot, people. You know, this is what happens when you blast through the atmosphere. You know, this is coming in hot. So yeah, I kind of wanted the. There we go. Wes who? Wes who? No. Dress cool. Oh, I forgot to post it in. I forgot to post it in the Discord. I'll try to remember to post it. I sent it to my friend Matt. Back in 1985, the David Letterman show was quite hot. It always was, but they did a short film festival where the David Letterman band got together and shot a very 80s style music video, and it's crazy and silly. It was called Dress Cool. And I remember I recorded it on my VHS, and that became that was a party hit for a couple of years, because not many people could just call that up. That's Dr. West to you. Dr. West. Oh, I'm liking how this is working. I'm getting a little action in with the crimson here, aren't we? Aren't we? Huh? There we go. So yeah, happy plasma time. Maybe get a little bit off the top here. What the heck? All right. It's hot. It's coming in steaming hot, everybody. It's coming in hot. There we go. I'm getting mobile exploration ground-based vibes from this. Exactly. Yes, the RV for large teams, physically investigating new locations. Yes, even has an elevated platform for eyes-on observation. Yes, yes, and yes. All of that. Coming in hot for a landing, Captain. Everybody buckle in. We are coming down. The hard thing here is going to be this... I have to get the mock diamonds in here, right? Like there has to be like a nah, that's not going to happen. Can I do it that way? I don't know if I can do this. I'm playing with fire here, people. Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab my other yellow. There we go. I'm going to do the same kind of thing, but I'm going to do it with the yellows. This one's tricky because this one's going to tend to go green. Mock cubic zirconiums. Exactly. We're not going to just sit here with diamonds. Not when we've got an entire chemistry lab on board. Oh, it actually ended up going green. That's pretty hilarious, actually. Yeah. Oh, man. Crazy. This could be a 20 crew, 200, even... Yeah, I kind of was thinking, like, so... How many did they have on Prometheus, right? Like, that was about... What, a dozen or so? It was what, 20 maybe? I think that's kind of what it was. So yeah, something about that size, right? I could just take that effect, right, and just do that. Sulfur exhaust, exactly. Well, we're pretty sure we're landing in a we're coming down into a zone that doesn't have a lot of stuff going on, right? I don't know if I like that treatment as much, but I'm gonna go with it. Oh, I do have an orange. They haven't introduced. We haven't had enough orange in this one anyway. There we go. SpaceX is trying to launch that big silver thing today in about 1.5 hours. Yeah, I've been hearing. I've been following that. I was just mentioning earlier. I'm a little bit on the what's the word I'm looking for? I'm ambivalent, Wes. I want to see them succeed. I very much do. Oh, there we go. You bets it blows up. I know. It's like come on, guys, get one up. Let's get it working. Come on, really. Patience is worn out. Oh yeah, this orange was very important. So wait, who mentioned sulfur? Yes, exactly. That's what we wanted. Oh, this is just fun. This is badass. I'm having the Steely Bezos. Yes. Yeah. But this one isn't Bezos. This is the other completely unfuckable. No, I'm sorry, ridiculous. That's mean. I have the feed going. Their valuation is plummeting, so they better get this can going. Yeah, right. Like it's terrible, right? It's like, well, they already had the takers, the first wave of let's just run with it, run and scam off with the IPO money. Yeah, there's always going to be that first group, right? I don't know. Are we getting properly violent effects going here? I think we kind of are. I have to be careful with this orange because it's too hot for prime time against all this blue. You see. Oh, get my billionaire rocketeers all messed up. I know, right? You definitely need the scorecard, right? We need to have like a sticker set of all these bastards. And they're all bastards. They're every one of them. They're just a bunch of bastards. Like they don't even hide it. They're like, yep, bunch of bastards here. Yep. What are we gonna do? Bastardy things, or what are you gonna do this week? Just shit all over somebody because I can. Perfect. Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm Team Orca. Yeah. This is just fun. I'm having fun, and I think that's all that's important. Okay. All right. Actually, I just watched Team America this week, and I was cracking up because I haven't seen that in a long time, and it made me happy. It made me very happy. It was hilarious. There we go. Gotta have some light from those jets, right? Which would probably be up here too, wouldn't they? Yes, they would. Ooh, that's just a nice effect. I think I'm gonna do. Yeah, we're gonna do the orange on there. We're gonna do a little bit of orange on there. Yeah, that's what we needed. Oh yeah. Just gonna push this a little bit. They're all fragile narcissists compensating. We know the drill. We know the drill. Oh yeah. Well, let's take a look at this from the distance here, shall we? I know I should just set this on autofocus, right? But it won't. That's pretty fun. This is pretty fun. Isn't there a flying bastard in Larry Niven's Ring World? Oh, very much so. Yeah, the flying bastard. That was, yeah, that's the ship they took, right? I think that was the ship they took. The flying bastard. Very, very much so. Yes. That's awesome. I need to define this out here, this edge a little bit. There we go. Elon was only a trillionaire for a few days. It's astounding to me that we allow this to happen as a species, honestly. At least in this fashion. Let's put it that way. Oh, yeah. I need to do the windows. Now, the windows, I was kind of going to do like, yeah, what am I going to do with those? I'm going to do the windows in sort of a... Would the windows be kind of... have a green tone to... They might have a green tone to them. Yes. I'm just going to make a call. Pardon me. I keep reaching across for my other paint. But I need a good window color. So I'm working on my window color. Easy come, easy go, right? Yeah, well, you know, there's... If they were smart, Wes, they would probably be inclined to work the system a little differently, but yeah. None of it's tangible. Exactly. Okay, I'm trying to get a little color into the windows here, and I may need to adjust, but that's okay. I'm going with that kind of window tint green, and I hope I don't lose the windows altogether. But I think it's going to help. And then this one up here. Yeah, there's a window there, window there. Technically, this is a window right down here, right? This was like a little window for operations, right? So there we go. Well, I wish they would just make up some money for me. Yeah, I had tech money for a while. That was pretty cool. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I miss it. I miss tech money. Tech money was cool. Tech money got me to do a lot of really... It made my life very cool. I do miss it. I never had that kind of tech money, but, you know. This is why I always invest in my own dreams. The market is always up. Exactly. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, it's terrifying to walk away from it. That may be one of the scariest things you can do in our culture. Is walk away from a solid thing like that. But it's never solid. My windows are getting a little lost, but I think I can rescue them with a little happy happiness there. Yes. There we go. Oh, we were getting to go to see Avatar: The Last Airbender film on the big screen again Sunday. Oh, very cool. This is the new one, right? The new one you worked on. That's cool. Awesome. We expect good things. Yeah, but seriously, yeah, it was absolutely terrifying. Oh, I shouldn't be doing it this way. It was absolutely terrifying walking away from the tech money. Such as it was. But in my case, I ended up going straight into bake it yourself cookie money, so that was fun. Oh man, got so close on that one too. Damn. So close, so close. You know, one of these days, one of my crazy ideas is going to work out, and everyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, he had that all under control. He figured it out. No, I didn't. It was a train wreck the whole way. There we go. A little bit of window been there. Yep, Paramount did a limited test release this week in only 2 theaters, one in LA and one in New York City. Both sold out in less than a day. Very cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my daughter in New York City would definitely have taken you up on that offer, for sure. She's a monster Last Airbender fan. Although she's been skeptical of the movie efforts. I've had to tell her, said I know someone in there doing the right work, right? I know someone doing the right thing. So you never know. Never say never. I could have been the other way, where it's like, oh, there's a new Airbender movie. I know a guy working on it. Don't bother. Nah, he's no. That would be terrible. Tag got them to give the guild members another private screening. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, they didn't mind because they made more on popcorn again. Nah. The last movie I saw was was Dune Part 2. Last time movie I saw in a theater was Dune Part 2. And I did not get to see Project Hail Mary yet. So I'm hoping. Yeah, I know it's streaming now, so I might be able to pull that off at some point. Yeah. You bought the Blu-rays recently. Very cool. Oh, the Legend of Korra 2. Oh, yeah, yes. Oh, that was they were big in our house, let me tell you. Great series. This is all Greeblies over here. I intended this to be a doorway, but I'm not going to bother doing anything with it right now. Da, 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 da. Hey, Domenico from Palermo. Thank you so much. Welcome aboard. It's wonderful. Thank you. I appreciate that. We are having a good time with it. I am. And then I'm putting a couple of things on it. Because, you know, this is just the way it is with these kinds of ships, right? Definitely see Project Hail Mary. Yes, I very much would like to. Okay, I wanted that there. Right now, Stephanie and I are on a complete rewatch that came out of the blue. We found the Love Boat. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm having a good time with it. It's hilarious. It was a fun show. Pretty boat too. I'm very sad that the Pacific Princess doesn't exist anymore. It's true. They should have turned it into an Airbnb. Oh, I'd heard it was in terrible shape. By the time ended the end of its life. It was in not good shape. So yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna step back up and take a look at this. Sorry about that. There we go. Alrighty. We are. I'm trying to see. I'm actually stepping away, because I want to see it from a distance. It needs a lot of tightening up in there, but I like where this is going. PH at Project Hail Mary is a good interpretation. Adaptation? Cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I am looking forward to seeing it. I see what I need. That's part of it. I needed to darken that up. It's a little. Thank you, appreciate it. It needs some tightening up, but it needs some tightening up. But I like where it's going. Too fun, and really, I could probably darken the top corner, but. Yeah. Oh gosh. Okay. So I'm at about 2.5 hours, or 2 hours and 15 minutes. I might actually just call this. Oh my gosh. Long week. It's been a long week. But I am digging this, and I kind of want this to dry before I do any more. Like, I want to kind of come in and refine this, but even at this current state, it's dry to tacky, but it's not dry. So I might have to pick this one. I'm going to pick this one up again. I like where this is at. It looks like a dragon, right? The ship looks like a dragon on the way in. So, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my, wow. So, anyhow, yeah. And I could pull it up this way, but it's... Oh, my color's so bad. Let me try to work this. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can do this. Hold on. White balance. That's it. There we go. That's better. There we go. Oh yeah, I never changed my white balance. Let's see. I have new lights in the room, and I never changed the light. This is better. There we go. That's it. Right. So, yeah, the background needs a little work, and then some of this on here, but I need it to set up. Everything's a little... This surface is soft, is what's happening. So, yeah. How fun. Yeah. And then this is... The photo here is pretty close. It's maybe not quite as saturated. So maybe it's a little more saturated than what you're seeing, but that's fun. Cool. I'm not going to sign it because I'm not done with it yet, and I need to settle in to figure out my days, or I'm going to be coming back in and do some members only live stream. Which, by the way, if you are a member on the live stream, get this. There we go. You can. There we go. Yay! That's my new effect. Hey, there we go. Specialty icons. Anyway, yeah. Now everything's saturated and red in here. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. All right, everyone. Thank you all for joining me. I'm gonna close it down now. It's the end of the night and the end of another week here. Thank you so much for joining me today on this fun afternoon live stream, and thank you again for everyone that's signed up for my class. If you are interested, check it out. I've got it. Let me make sure I've got the thing listed here. Boom, head on over to my store, How to Draw Starships 101. There we go. Bam. Yay. And my first class that I've ever put together, How to Draw Starships. And I'm getting some of the first ones in. It's really exciting. It's really fun. And yes, thank you. Hit the like button. I really appreciate it. Thank you for joining this afternoon. We will be back next week for sure. Stay tuned on my Discord, and I'll let you know if I pop back online again. And everybody have a safe week, okay? We'll catch you next time. Peace out, everyone. All right, so I've taken my white paint with my little fan brush here, and let's just see how crazy this goes. This is where I throw paint everywhere. That just kind of gives it an air of legitimacy that it doesn't deserve. You know? I have Bob Ross the shit out of this painting. Yow.